What's up, YouTubers? It's your old buddy Hardworker12, and today I'm at Timmins Volkswagen in Long Beach, California with a 2022 Volkswagen Tiguan S. Now, Volkswagen really swung for the fences with the 2022 Tiguan S because despite the fact that the base price is only slightly higher than its primary competitors, this Tiguan has standard features that you got to pay a lot of extra money for in those cars, and a feature like a third row seat that isn't available in most of those cars at all. So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to review the car for you. We're going to have a look at the cargo room, the passenger room, the features on the vehicle, and we're going to take it for a test drive. Now, as always, if some of that sounds interesting and some of it sounds boring, check the description below for timestamps. Now, let's measure out the cargo area. The length of the cargo area with the third row seat up, 1 foot 4 inches. The width of the cargo area at its widest point, 4 feet 7 inches. The length of the cargo area with the third row seat folded down, 3 feet and 4 inches. The width of the cargo area at the narrowest point in between the wheel wells. The height of the cargo area, 2 feet and 7 inches. The length of the cargo area with the second and third row seat folded down, 5 feet 8 inches. And the height to lift something into the cargo area is 2 feet and 3 inches. Now we'll have a look at the passenger space. Now we're going to have a look at the passenger room. And for this, I like to use myself instead of the measuring tape. I'm 6'5", so let's see if I can sit behind myself in a Volkswagen Tiguan. So as you can see, as I sit in the front of the car, I do have enough room to sit and drive. It's gonna blow. And as I come to the second row seat, I do have enough room to sit behind myself. Now, some people have commented, hey man, it doesn't look like you have a whole lot of room back there. Well, look, I'm 6'5", so I kind of do give the cars the benefit of the doubt when I'm testing these out. And realistically, I can sit behind myself in this car. Now, let's talk about the third row. That is the legroom in the third row seat with me sitting in the second row seat. So even though the Tiguan is a relatively small car compared to the types of cars that typically have third row seats, it is usable for children or adults that are much shorter than me. I can't fit back there, but good on Volkswagen for putting a third row seat in this car and making it fit. Now I'm going to start talking about the convenience features that are standard on the Tiguan S, and I'm going to start in the back seat. Volkswagen does give you air vents for the second row in this car, even on a base S model, which is very nice. You also have a 12-volt power outlet, so you can plug in USB chargers and let the kids in the back charge their phones, or adults if you put adults in your back seat, no problem. Now we're going to talk about the features in the front, and it's clear with the 2022 Tiguan S that Volkswagen is really trying to be a technology leader in this sort of compact SUV segment. You do get the digital cockpit with the digital gauges as standard even on the S model. You have the 6.5-inch touchscreen with the backup camera and Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is what Volkswagen calls App Connect. You do get heated front seats, which is a nice touch, even on an S. You get push-button start with keyless entry. And on the safety front, you get blind spot monitoring and rear cross traffic alert and forward collision alert and emergency braking. All very nice features to have standard on the 2022 Tiguan S. Now, let's take it for a drive. All right, so driving the Tiguan S. Volkswagens always kind of give you a feeling of solidity that is not necessarily present in their main competitors in the marketplace. You know, if you look at kind of the Hondas and the Toyotas of the world, you know, their offerings are typically going to be a little bit less expensive than whatever Volkswagen is offering, you know, in that particular category. In this case, we're looking at the compact SUV category. So you could buy a RAV4 or a CR-V or a Forester or a Hyundai or whatever for a little bit less. But the Volkswagen is going to feel a little bit more solid somehow. It does, you know, that whole German engineering thing. You do feel it as it goes down the road. The turbo engine in this car does give good acceleration, good torque. I'm not flooring it or anything like that because this is a brand new car, so I want to respect the engine's break-in period for whoever's going to end up buying it. But it definitely feels a little bit more muscular than, you know, some of the non-turbo offerings in the segment. Volkswagen was not necessarily an early adopter of turbocharging. They had it relatively early, but they weren't one of the earliest ones. But what they were an early adopter of was turbocharging with direct fuel injection, which does make a big difference as far as the turbo lag and the fuel economy that you can get out of a turbo motor. It was really Volkswagen and Audi that pioneered the combination of direct injection with the turbocharging technology that really has led to the proliferation of turbocharged 4-cylinders replacing a lot of 6-cylinder and even in some cases 8-cylinder engines in modern cars. Seats nice and comfortable. No squeaks or rattles to speak of. Very, very nice driving car. For the type of driving that the person who buys one of these compact SUVs is going to do, this is going to do about as well as you can. This is the front-wheel drive model, so if you lived in an area with a lot of inclement weather, you planned to travel to areas with inclement weather on a regular basis, it might be worth it to upgrade to the all-wheel drive just to give yourself that extra security. But, you know, just living in Southern California, for the types of people that buy these types of cars, I think they would be very happy with a Tiguan S. All right, let's see how we do merging onto the freeway. This person's cutting me off. Thank you very much for that. No drama to speak of. Didn't floor it all the way, but if you did floor it right from a dead stop, you would definitely activate the traction control because the turbo engine's got enough torque to do that on this front driver. I imagine if you went with a 4-motion Tiguan, that wouldn't be a concern, but here we are, cruising at 72 miles an hour, just a hair under 2,000 RPM. Very smooth, no drama, very nice car to drive. I have to say I'm quite impressed with the 2022 Tiguan S. It's a very nice car, and if you are looking for a compact SUV, as so many of you are, I highly recommend putting it on your list. So that's my review of the 2022 Volkswagen Tiguan S. Big thanks to my friends at Timmins Volkswagen in Long Beach for letting me use this car and review it. If you are interested in a new Volkswagen, please check them out. There's a link to their website in the description. If you liked my video, please like it, subscribe, and have yourself a wonderful day.